Oh, Pure Boys, God's favorite podcast. Oh, Pure Boys, our souls are saved. Oh, Pure Boys with Stephen and Adam. Dance in the burning flame. Yahweh! Ciao, Fudgebaggers. Happy anniversary, Fudgebaggers. It's Pure Boys Podcast. I'm Adam and Chiz.
And I'm Steve Creep. Happy anniversary to you, Adam.
Happy anniversary
blessed
to you.
to be to you, and blessed be to our fireproof relationship.
Oh, and if anything, if any relationship is fireproof, it would be the one between Adam and Steve, the hosts of this show.
Yeah, the firstborn, the first created.
Yeah, me, and then you. But me first, and then you.
Yeah, you, then me.
The P, of course.
The P. Yeah, we got that later. Those were the good times. And we've been together for what seems like a millennia, even though it's only been 3,000 years or whatever.
5,000. Well,
5,
I guess, no, 3,000, well, 5,000 less 6 days,
yeah.
Right? Because we were like day 6 or 7. But
yeah,
everything else had to
time
take...
had been created when we were created, right?
Yeah, and animals have been created at that point too, and like the muck.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, the muck and the rain and the dirt and all that stuff.
Those animals were a red herring, though, because as soon as you see like a warm body, you just want to go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. God thinks, oh, that's it. I'm done. I can wipe my hands of this. And all of a sudden, oh, here's man.
I was gonna say the F word, but I don't know if I want to. I want to be blessed this episode. I don't know if I want to go vulgar.
Oh, well, okay. I guess, hey, let's set a fireproof challenge for ourselves to not cuss in honor of Kirk Cameron and in honor of Alex Kendrick and the Kendrick Brothers and in honor of this blessed podcast.
For 40 days.
For 40 days? Oh, my gosh. All right.
Mamma mia.
40 episodes of no cursing. Cancel the show.
Yeah, and I probably wouldn't be able to talk to like my father about it, how poorly I view my mom, and
of course.
But we don't want to get into that yet.
Hey, that's classic fireproof stuff. You love your dad, you disrespect your mom constantly. That's classic fireproof.
She sucks.
Mom, quit trying to tell me that you love me. Let me talk to Dad.
Love it.
Oh, me too. Hey, love it or leave it.
Yeah, slurp the years, everyone.
Oh, that's good years for sure.
Yeah. I had to bring back good years.
Mm-hmm.
And good years to you.
Hey, and a good years to you. So a few episodes ago, I said a real person's name and told them to like buy more Yiz mugs or whatever I was saying. Or no, send in more voicemails. That's what it was. And I said a real person's name, but I censored it real good. And then when that episode released, that person texted me and was like, was that my name you were saying? And I was like, yep, you bet.
Well, that was proof that it worked because he wasn't exactly sure that it was towards him.
Exactly. Fireproof that it worked.
I just want to fireproof my whole life, I want to fireproof my friends and my family and my coworkers and my clients.
But first, we're talking about 2008's Fireproof. We have to fireproof the movies first.
Yeah, fireproof the fireproof, if that's even possible.
I don't know. Can you fireproof a DVD? Can you fireproof film?
Well, probably if you put enough, gel on it, like fireproof gel.
True. I've heard of burning a DVD, but I've never heard of fireproofing a DVD.
How did they not use that? This came out peak burning DVD time.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, yeah, for sure it did. Everyone had a huge multi-disc DVD player that they would put all their DVDs in, and then you don't have to worry about it. You can just walk away, press a button, the machine picks the DVD for you, and burn them all. Get them all out there. God, my voice is racked today. I'm just so excited about our anniversary.
Yeah, you choked a chicken.
Hey, what I do when I'm on the computer is none of your business. If I'm looking at boats or I'm looking at pop-ups, it doesn't matter.
It does not matter, and I'll give that to you.
Oh, thank you. Before we choke any more chickens, we need to, of course, do the Pure Boys prayer.
God
bless our podcast, please.
God bless all podcasts,
please. We love you, please. Amen.
Amen.
Or a woman.
I love how our instincts are both to go really hard on the please during the second one.
Yeah, the second one is just like pleading. That's really making an appeal to God.
I feel like we're both forgetting to do it the first one, so we really need to double down on the second one, and then the third one we're like, okay, that was a little rough.
Yeah, rein it back in. I love you, please. We love you, please.
We love you, please, and we want you to know that, and you have not told us you love us back yet.
True. Where are all the emails saying I love you, please?
Mm-hmm. Please.
Send in your voicemails. Send in voicemails that say I love you, please. That's all we want.
Please.
Please. I'm on my hands and knees begging, please.
Speakpipe.com/peerboys. Is that right?
That is right. Boy, you nailed it. For someone who has no connection to it, you nailed it, man.
Oh, I'm beautiful minding it today. I just see numbers everywhere and rainbows and like halos all around, and I think I might be having a mental breakdown. But
religious experience for sure. You're being led to the Lord.
As long as I can recall words, I'm fine.
For sure. Oh yeah. Isn't it? I don't know about you, but when I hear someone is led to the Lord, that makes me think that they were killed. Is that correct?
I think so. I picture a leash and a collar for sure. How do you have a leash without a collar?
Oh.
And a man. Because a man needs to be brought to the Lord before a dumb woman.
Of course.
And I want to double down on this whole dumb woman thing because.
All right, you heard it here first. We're doubling down.
Because men are truly God's gift to women. And.
Okay.
I think that's what this movie has to say, but I think through our retelling of this movie, you'll come to understand the same thing.
Absolutely. If there's one thing you can say about Kirk Cameron, star of 2008's Fireproof, is that he definitely thinks he's smarter than some dumb woman.
Yeah. He wants to marry his sister.
Well, he wants to marry his mom.
Oh, right.
Hey, what's up with that at the very start? Okay, but I know we don't normally get into the movies this early. We got segments we got to get to. I understand that, but I need to ask you a question because it has nothing to do with the rest of the movie. Why does this movie open with a little girl saying she wants to marry her dad? And it being like 25 years ago? Why is that happening?
I watched the beginning of this movie twice, and I thought it was gonna come up that like their daughter died and that's why their marriage fell apart and everything. But then my second viewing, I was like, wait a minute, this was like 25 years ago. This is the math isn't lining up. And I think that's the wife as a young girl talking to her mom and saying how much she respects her father and she wanted to be with the fireman. It doesn't need to be in the movie, but I think that's what they're trying to say.
That makes sense, especially considering her mom in 25 years in the future, aka the present, has had a stroke and can't talk anymore. So that would make sense that it's her voice like talking at the start of the movie.
Exactly. And like they won't give her a notepad, so you can't figure out it's her voice.
That's the best part. Mom had a stroke, she can't talk anymore. Should we do something to help her communicate? Nah, just let her sit there and just like stew. Who cares?
I wish I could talk to you. And then you could see the mom with like expressive face trying to like impart stuff.
Right. Her lips are moving. I can read lips. She's saying, "Get me a pad of paper and a pen."
And this is a huge frustration on everybody in the family, but nobody gets her a tablet or a piece of paper.
No one thinks to just a computer, something that she can just write on. They act like it's impossible to communicate with her now. Yeah. Okay.
Like blinks. Get some blinks going.
Sure, yeah. Teach her sign language. Like there's a million ways to communicate with someone who can't talk. What are you doing, Fireproof? Anyway, just needed to get that off my chest.
Fireproof your mom.
Hey, amen to that, brother. Fireproof your mom. If you take away anything from this show, fireproof your mom.
Mm-hmm. And both sides do it. Kirk Cameron and the woman.
Exactly. Yeah, they both hate their mothers. Like Kirk Cameron hates his mom because she's just not his dad, and whatever her name is hates her mom because she can't talk.
Yeah, and she had a stroke.
Yeah, therefore useless.
Can't even bake a cake or a pie.
I mean, what is the extent of her stroke? Like, she seems fine other than she can't talk.
Yeah, her eyes are bright and beautiful.
Yeah. At one point, she's like breakdancing. And I was just like, what? She can do a windmill, but she can't talk? I don't understand.
Yeah, she can do karate, but she can't do a speak.
Hey, you better watch yourself or you're going to get a karate sandwich, bud.
There definitely needed to be more karate and less pornography in this movie.
Disagree. Well, before we get into how much pornography is in this movie, I have a very important question that I need to ask you, Steve Creep. And that is, of course, he's preparing for the Kevin Sorbo Tweet of the Week, but that's not what we're doing right now. The question is, Steve Creep, whomst was the Bagger Vance of Faith Under Fire?
Faith Under Fire. The Bagger Vance of this flick was definitely Cancer. Without Cancer, you don't have Kevin Sorbo. You don't have a dead mom and a dying child. So what are we doing if not for Cancer?
True. Cancer really was the MVP of Faith Under Fire.
It truly was. And that's kind of who Bagger Vance is. He's the most valuable putter. And then that's what Bagger Vance is all about.
And they say that in Bagger. I'm assuming they say that in Legend of Bagger Vance. Wow, Bagger Vance, you're the MVP, the most valuable putter.
They could have gone with pitching. They could have gone with partner in life. But they definitely went with putter.
They hadn't fireproofed their caddy golfer relationship.
Exactly. What was your Bagger Vance of Faith Under Fire?
Oh, well, Steve, thank you so much for asking. To me, the Bagger Vance of Faith Under Fire was probably like dollar store Peter Rainis. Like, probably that guy. He's a real dud and a real good actor, and Greek as frick, and plays young him really well. And he carried that movie on his back.
Yeah, you could almost see him mouth Peter Rainos throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, I think there's a scene that, like, I think they cut off the start of the scene because it opens with him looking in the mirror going, Peter Rainis, Peter Rainis, Peter, and then it cuts away to another thing. It's weird.
Yeah, but we got it.
Yeah, we know who Peter Rainis is, of course.
He's us.
Beautiful.
I thought that was a good roundabout way.
Yeah, I thought that's God, I love that. Ugh, I love the way your brain works.
I love the way your brain works. And that's why we have the perfect fireproof relationship.
It's fireproof. We don't even need to go on a fireproof great date, but we'll get to that. Don't even worry about it.
We'll get to it.
Speaking of someone else who's got a fireproof marriage, we of course need to get to everyone's favorite segment.
The Kevin Sorbo Tweet of the Week.
Kevin Sorbo, you're getting political on me as usual.
Kevin getting? I thought his Twitter was a non-political Twitter.
Well, I think it's depending on what day, time of the day he tweets, because this one is 11:21 a.m. on January 31st, 2023. New Year, New P.
New Year, New P.
2.2 million views. And
wow.
I think I'm going to start basing my decisions for Kevin Sorbo slightly on the views.
I love it. That's a great call.
So if you're out there and you want a specific tweet to get on the show, get out there and campaign for it. Tell people to view it. View it loud.
Share it.
So here's the tweet. Can I add Ukraine as dependents on my taxes this year? ? Do you know the answer to this?
Well, I don't work for the, whatever they're called in America. The money people.
Yeah. FBI.
Yeah, I don't work for the female body inspectors, but I think that you probably can. I don't see why you couldn't. It's a country and we're sending them aid, and so yeah, sure, why not? That's their tax dollars being sent overseas when there are people that need help here, but Kevin also wouldn't help anybody here as well. Like, he's acting like his tax dollars being wasted, but he doesn't want them to help homeless people or people addicted to drugs or any of that stuff. So what do you want, Kev?
Well, he's definitely buying a lot of buses and shipping homeless people to Democrat stores.
As you should.
So that's a public service. I say even Stephen for Kevin.
True, yeah. Well, and this is not a political podcast, so we don't really know what goes on in the mind of a politically minded person.
Plus, on the last day of January, your mind's just effed.
Of
like,
course.
You're out of it.
It's and also timely, though, because, of course, Kevin's going to get his taxes done early. He doesn't want the stress of doing them in April. Get them done at the end of January, right? As soon as you get your T4As, start sending them out. Yeah,
start putting them in folders, start taping them to the walls, whatever you need to do to get your job done.
Beautiful. I love it. Hey, Kev, 85 episodes. Here's to at least 85 more with you, Kev.
At least 85 more.
At least. Maybe less, but hopefully more.
What if he dies?
Well, he's got a whole archive of tweets.
Yeah, it's true. They're not abominations.
No, I miss the Kevin that was promoting his wife's MLM. I miss that Kevin.
Yeah, the problem with a lot of Kevin's tweets is that they have like videos or pictures attached that I wanna use, but they don't make any sense without that context. So give yourself a real treat. Go to Kevin Sorbo's tweets every day and live his dream.
Beautiful. And we don't use our Twitter anymore. I don't know why. I just kind of stopped doing it. I don't care. I was like, I don't care. I forgot the password. We got logged out, and I went, well, I guess it's over. I guess we're done with that. So sorry, all the bots and Christians who got duped into following us, but maybe one day we'll return.
I think it's about Elon Musk's origins and where he was born more than anything.
Well, and we were also tracking his flights, and he was just constantly giving us grief about that. And it's like, just let us track your flights, bro. Why do you keep going to Little St. James or whatever that pedophile island is? Why do you keep flying there, bro? What's up with that?
Why do you keep going to islands? Like, why are we going to islands at all in 2023?
I mean, isn't all of Earth kind of an island?
No.
Oh, okay. Japan certainly is. Australia certainly is.
Japan certainly is an island. I've always said that, and I've never disputed it. But the Earth being an island in the ocean of the universe, I don't think so.
I think that's kind of beautiful and poignant and poetic, and really puts into perspective just how in this together we all are.
I think we're more of a grain of sand.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we're a grain of sand caught in God's foreskin.
Can a grain of sand be an island?
Ooh, that's a good question. One
Deep.
for God.
God.
Yeah, I mean, as far as Men in Black's concerned, we live in a marble that's being played by aliens on another planet or whatever.
Goofarb.
Yeah, we're a goofarb.
Well, I was calling the alien Goofarb because that's his name, but...
Oh, wait, is that real? You know the name of the alien at the end of Men in Black that picks up the
dice, that's us, and all the universe.
And then plays marbles with it.
Yeah.
His name's Goofarb? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You're really into Men in Black lore, huh?
I love Men in Black lore. Not the movies themselves, but like all the lore around it and the spiritualness that people attach to it.
Right, of course. And there's tons of that. If aliens exist in the way that Men in Black says they exist, then God doesn't exist. And that's a buck wild thing to think about.
I don't think they're mutually exclusive.
They are.
But yeah, they are. And that's where the universe divides, where Will Smith plays the detective and God existing.
Exactly. Yes. And Frank the Pug works his way in there somewhere. And of Tony Shalhoub, he's some kind of analog for God or something. I'm not quite sure.
I know this has been said so many times so far in this world, but you can't lube the Shalhoub.
No, and you shouldn't try. In fact, he insists that you don't try.
Well, a lot of first dates probably like proposition him with it, or like maybe his entire patriarch of his family.
Oh, fireproof first dates.
Well, I think Shalhoub would definitely have on his Tinder that he wants it to be fireproof for sure.
Definitely, yeah. Looking for a fireproof relation. I was trying to do a Tony Shalhoub, but I've realized I don't know what Tony Shalhoub sounds like.
Yeah, it's not even close. You try to plug your nasals, but then it's still not Tony Shalhoub.
Yeah, it's like
see?
not really a good Tony Shalhoub.
No, it's a great one.
Oh, is it? Oh, great. I've never seen Monk.
Curly hair.
See, I need to watch Monk more. Then I'll understand Tony Shalhoub.
Hey, Monk podcast.
Hey, bring back
doing that.
Midweek Freak Treat from Monk. Monk Week Freak Treat.
Monk Week Treat.
Monk Week Freak Treat. God, that's really hard to say, actually.
All of it's hard to say. We'd probably discuss how hard it is to say the title for 20 weeks.
Oh, for all of Monk.
All of Monk.
Yeah. Monk Month. When are we doing Monk Month?
We should do Monk Month. We should look up top 4 episodes of Monk.
Sure.
And then for a month, we watch an episode of Monk each week.
Hey, I'm down for that. I love the Shalhoub, and I love me some Monk, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know what Monk is. I know he's not a monk in it.
He's like a detective.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what's that old lady that solved mysteries in a small town?
Oh, you're talking about Miss Marple.
Yeah, exactly. He's kind of the Mr. Marple.
Mr. Munkle?
Exactly.
Ah, beautiful. Well, Tony Shalhoub, we wish you the best.
Yes. You're great at acting.
Fan of the show, friend of the show, Tony Shalhoub. We're here to talk about 2008's Fireproof. It's our 2-year anniversary spectacular. We got to watch a Kendrick Brothers classic. We've done Facing the Giants. We did Courageous last year, and now we're doing Fireproof this year.
Do you know why we're jumping around, chronologically?
How you mean?
Well, Flywheel is their first.
Naturally.
And then Facing the Giants, and then Fireproof, and then Courageous.
That's true.
We're just jumping around.
Yeah, but we wanted to open the show with Facing the Giants because it was a movie we were comfortable with, and we knew that we could exhaustively run down the plot beat by beat in a very unentertaining 2.5 hours. We knew we could do that. And then once we did that, it was well, we're already out of chronological order, so we could just kind of do whatever we want at this point.
Well, I just wanted to know what the origins of that was. I'm glad we did it because Fireproof and Fire Month has just been a great wall of gravy just running all over me, making me warm and ooey gooey for the Lord.
I'm loving Fire Month.
I want to stay here.
Yeah, for real, man. I don't know. Maybe we'll do more fireman movie or firefighter movies. Sorry, thank you for your service.
The problem is they haven't decided how to fireproof movies yet.
That is the biggest issue with Holly Weird.
Because we need more faith-based fireman movies, and there's only 2 that I've found.
That's true. And if we're going to do Fire Month, then I guess we kind of have to roll the dice on other fire movies, potentially.
Oh, man, just wait. Actually, watch all the fireman movies, and we'll probably do a couple more of them.
Yeah, we'll probably do a couple more. We might go off the rails and turn it into a John Voight summer, where we just disregard the theme of the show and go in a completely different direction for maybe 2 weeks. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. We love our theme months. Maybe this podcast should be called Theme Months, but we need to give it up to the Lord first.
Truly. First and foremost, we're a Christian podcast.
Based.
Christian, podcast.
Truly.
Hey, let's God. 2-year anniversary. Fireproof, 2008.
Yeah, I'm going to say it. Let's God.
Nice. I've never seen this movie before. I've seen Facing the Giants, but I haven't seen any of their other movies, even though I really wanted to go see Overcomer in the theaters when it was out in theaters in hometown Haiti, but I didn't have a chance to get to it, and then it wasn't in theaters for very long, kind of came and went. I think Girls Trip came out around the same time, and I was like, well, I got to prioritize Girls Trip. I got to see Jada Pinkett Smith piss on a crowd of people. Real thing that happens in that movie.
And we all know, but you really undercomered it.
Yes, they would often. My wife even calls me an undercomer.
Yeah, but she liked a lot of cum.
All right, that's my wife you're talking about.
I know. I didn't want to say it, but it was on the tip, and it would have been in my mind forever if I didn't say it out loud.
Hey, are we still talking about cum?
Yeah.
Now we're not even calling it yiz. We're just calling it cum.
We definitely kept this G-rated for a few minutes.
We cannot cuss, but we can say cum. That's fine. Cum, jism, fine.
Comes out of the penis when it's hard.
Stores in the balls, comes out of the penis, creates life. Cum, everybody knows.
Yeah, cum is like the Bagger Vance of life.
Oh my God. Yeah. Wow. That is a mind-blowing statement. When I get to the pearly gates and St. Peter says, Adam Creep, whomst was the Bagger Vance of life? Without hesitation, I'll go, come! Just come! Go,
that's almost too big of a statement to make. My brain is like engulfed in cum.
Yeah, and Peter will go, come right in.
I definitely pulled out my cord for my headphones, so I'm not hearing what you said right now. But I'm sure it's about the movie, and I'm sure it's on topic.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Here we go. And plug back in. Samuel Goldwyn produced this movie. Wasn't that a wild thing to realize?
Sony Pictures had a hand in this as well.
Can't believe it. This movie takes place in the Spider-Verse.
There's 5 title cards before this movie gets going. And it was worth it. They squoze all the juice out of this movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Yes, they did. The only one I was truly excited to see was Sherwood Pictures, though, because before Pureflix came along, I feel like Sherwood Pictures was, and much like Kirk Cameron in this movie, Sherwood Pictures was like the Christian production house. Kirk Cameron was the Christian actor who has since been just shoved into the gutter by people like Kevin Sorbo and Dean Cain and, like people like that who've just, leapfrogged over him.
Did the Kendrick Brothers start Sherwood Films?
Sherwood Pictures, but
Sherwood Credit Union.
Yes, they did open the Sherwood Credit Union. You're absolutely right about that.
Welcome to our world. Or something like that.
Wow, a very local reference. Hey, Google Sherwood Credit Union if you want to find out where Steve Creep lives.
Yeah, but in Haiti, in the darkest depths of the brightest depths of Haiti.
Of course. Google Future Vision. Where'd you get those eyes?
Would you like to know the box office information for this movie?
Yeah, I'd love to know the baka of this movie.
Baka.
The baka.
The budget estimated was $500,000.
Damn.
Seems appropriate.
Yeah, I mean, no, there's not really any big special effects. I mean, they did have to hire a train, I guess.
They probably built the train themselves.
Probably. The Lord provided the train.
Exactly. They said, Lord, please give me a train.
Yeah.
And the Lord has given me a train.
Oh, God, you've given me a train.
The gross of this movie in U.S. and Canada was $33.4 million.
Respect.
Yes.
Not bad. Not bad, boys.
I'd like to turn $500,000 into $32 million.
Yeah, me too. I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't kick it out of bed for eating crackers.
What would you kick out of bed for eating crackers?
My wife.
Right. You
Fireproof.
gotta hate your wife.
Fireproof, yeah.
Yeah, fireproof your marriage.
That's
.com.
Yes, please. Yeah, go to it. Yeah. One of my first notes is it's so nice to see the name Alex Kendrick up on the big screen, even though I was watching it at home.
It was so nice just living in this world because it seems like you're going back to something which is terrible. Good Christian movies.
Right. Yeah. Good, well-made, fun. Just like it's like slipping on a nice, comfortable pair of pants, and you just go like, "Oh, I'm back. I'm back in the world I want to be in."
It's obviously a completely different movie, but just the way he directs and the actors perform for him and the flow of the movie, it feels exactly like a Kendrick Brothers movie, and it's like a warm blanket.
Well, and also a lot of the same people from Facing the Giants are in this movie, and in my mind, because Alex Kendrick isn't the star of this movie. In fact, he only shows up at the very, very end to play a priest. Very exciting, to give someone their last rites because they're fireproof. And up until that point, like, I like to imagine that all of the people we see are the same characters from Facing the Giants, and there's really nothing in the movie that would contradict that.
No, they're probably in the same town in Georgia. Is that where they are?
They're in Albany in this movie. I'm not sure where Facing the Giants took place, but this one takes place in Albany.
All Eastern U.S. looks the same to me as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can't say that anymore, but you said it.
Yeah, I say a lot of things I shouldn't say. But what I'm glad I'm not about to say is that Brock is in this movie.
Exactly.
Right away.
He shows up right away as a firefighter, and I went, that's the same guy. Like, that's just Bra from high school, and now he's a firefighter. And honestly, that's a pretty good trajectory for him. I'm proud of him. I love him.
He also looks the exact same, but a little larger. Like he's manned up for sure.
Oh yeah,
he's swinging a big thing. But the proportions are all the same. He looks exactly like he did at 14.
Yeah, but I'd say that he's like more cut. Like he's got a fireman body. You know, he doesn't have a football player body. He's got a fireman body now, and you want to see that thing on your wall in a calendar.
But he's not some kind of skinny, like lanky, coke, meth addicted fireman that you see all over the place.
Yeah, like Kirk Cameron.
Yeah, he's got girth to him.
Yeah, every firefighter in this movie looks like a firefighter except for Kirk Cameron, who looks like a paramedic. I don't know. He's got the twink body of a paramedic, not the beefy man body of a firefighter. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for my service. He doesn't embody a fireman whatsoever. But that's kind of how I see fire chiefs, is that they've gone over the edge, over the dark side.
Right.
They've gotten a little power. They've, escaped a flame or two, and now they've gone crazy.
Well, and now they don't have to work out as much. They're just in the office. They press the button that rings the bell. That's all a fire chief does. That's literally their only job, is to press the button that rings the bell.
Yeah, do the hose, mop the floor, get some juice in you.
That's right. Boil the pasta, make your bed, clean your room, wipe your ass. I'm the fire chief. You can say ass, it's fine. Jesus in the Bible said that's a fat ass. He says that all the time.
I'm so proud of him when he drinks that tomato juice instead of hot sauce.
Kirk?
Yeah.
Me too. He really dupes that bozo.
Wrath of God, baby.
Hey, my favorite kind of hot sauce, Wrath of God. I wonder if that's a real hot sauce.
Well, they definitely should have made it and promoted it and sold it on fireproofyourmarriage.com.
Yeah, why isn't when you go to fireproofmymarriage.com, it should just be a place to buy Wrath of God hot sauce. It shouldn't be anything else.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed now that I went to fireproofyourmarriage.com and there was helplines and literature and a bunch of bull crap.
Yeah.
Sell me the sauce.
I mean, I'd also wager that you can't even I bet you if you called that helpline, there would be nothing there.
Well, there was a couple helplines and they probably don't exist anymore.
No.
But it would be fun if I was 14 to 28 years old. I would call these people and ask for Wrath of God hot sauce.
Oh yeah, and they'd go, sure, coming right up. What's your mailing address? We'll send you a pallet. And you go, I don't want. It seemed really hot.
Yeah, what's your social insurance number and your credit card, please?
What's your date of birth and your mother's maiden name? And you go, I don't want to talk about my mother. Let me talk about my father, please. Where is my father?
Yeah, females take a big hit in this movie, I feel.
Yeah, it's a weird the whole point of the movie is Kirk Cameron has to stop being such a dingus to his wife, but also, he's really rude to his mom the whole time. So dismissive of her.
He's a real piece of crap, and I feel like when he's yelling at his wife, that underneath those actors' eyes are pure rage. Kirk Cameron wanted to go more and go further.
Right. He wanted to punch the wall next to her head or something. Yeah.
And the Kendrick brothers had to stop every 30 seconds to be like, hey, come on, Kirk. This is a Christian film.
It is weird how there's that one cut when he's yelling at her and you see people running in to restrain him. But then they cut quickly before they actually grab him. You go, well, who are those people? But then they're not in the next shot. And you go, oh, okay, that must have been a flub or something, a goof 'em up.
Like the boom mic drops and like you see a light in the background that you're not supposed to see. And,
yeah, the camera tilts in a weird way, like almost as if someone let go of it so they could run in and save the woman from Kirk.
It's a weird leave-in.
It is, and I feel like if you just spent a little more money on editing, you could cut that kind of stuff out. Just shave off a half a second off the end of the shot, and then we wouldn't get this peek behind the curtain into the horrors of working with Kirk Cameron.
What I think keeps these Kendrick Brothers movies in line with each other is the editing. Like, there's just something off with every single scene. I guess the directing as well.
Oh, see, I was gonna say the opposite. I like the way you can tell a Kendrick Brothers movie because of the way it's shot. I like the way it looks. I like the editing. I like that they have their own style that's a little sloppy, and I'm worried that like when we get to Overcomer, that'll have been ironed out and we'll have just like a slim trim movie. I want a 2-hour epic that just kind of meanders around.
Yeah, like, are the Kendrick Brothers going to get pure flixed? Are they going to get more competent in these things that make the movie just duller and don't get their point across?
Yeah, because like I see Facing the Giants, Courageous, and Fireproof as kind of this like trilogy. And then after that, they do like War Room and things just kind of like, even though War Room I think is maybe their most successful movie, I think it's the one that gets talked about the most in Christian circles. But like, I'm worried that like they're going to lose some spark after these 3 movies.
Probably. I really hope they don't. I hope they keep it the same because it's just what I'm here for. It's what I want to not make fun of, but like just talk about and live in.
Yeah, cherish and love and hold near and dear to your heart. Hey, do you know what the theme of this movie is?
Tell me. Well, give it to me in like a chunk.
Sure, it's very easy. At the start of the movie, when we meet Bra, Kirk Cameron comes up to him and basically looks right into the camera and goes, "You never leave your partner." And go, oh, he's talking about firemen, but he's also talking about a fireproof marriage.
Yeah, a future marriage.
Oh, yeah.
Because at that point, he hates his marriage.
Oh, my God. You never leave your partner unless your wife's a friggin' nag. Unless she's just out there nagging you. She wants, you work hard. You're a firefighter. You work 24 hours. You work a 24-hour shift, then you get 48 hours off. And during that time, you want to look at porn and look at boats. You don't want to go get your dry cleaning or pick up groceries. That's ridiculous. It's women's work.
Do you think he ever put both together? Like, this is back in the dark ages, 2007, 2008, when this came out. Do you think he ever combined boats with nudity?
I mean, he should. That's the best place to see nudity is on a boat.
Well, I feel like the internet was at a really weird stage because he was probably just loading pictures at this time.
Well, I mean, when we see what's going, Kirk Cameron has a porn addiction in this movie, I guess, kind of. They're very coy about what they say about it. Like, it seems that the problem is that he's looking at stuff, but at no point are they like, you're busting nuts everywhere. Like, nobody ever talks about him jaying off. They just talk about him looking at porn. It's just, it's a weird sticking point.
It's very sticky. There's no Kleenex. There's no They should have had lotion bottles just like all over the house.
Yep.
In disarray, but there's no indication. There, at the very end, before he destroys the computer, there is a lady, just the face, and it says "wanna see," and it's just flashing at him.
Well, he's looking at boats because he wants to buy a yacht, I guess. It's like he's shopping for yachts for some reason, even though they're in Albany. And his wife is right. What a waste of money that would be to buy a yacht in Albany. But as he's looking at his favorite boat website, that the boat that he's looking at's got an automatic sump pump, which right away, you want to get that boat. But then just like a porno pop-up comes up, and he's like, I guess I need to look at porno now. This is a sign from the Lord.
Yeah, he loses his breath immediately. He stands up and he starts pacing around like he's doing something very illegal and wrong, and he is.
He is. Of course he is. He's coveting his wife.
Yeah, under God's eye, hate is murder.
Yes, it is. That's true. And also looking at, I guess, porn. Want to see what?
everything.
Whoa, want to see me? Want to see inside of me? I guess, sure.
This is a huge problem with society, though. Men are going to their computers with their 48 hours off and looking at porn and boats in between. Because you're old and you don't have as much testosterone, so you got to take a break.
Yeah, not as old as your dad, of course, and not as old as your mom, your nag mom either, but old enough that you just don't have as much testosterone.
No, it's dwindling ever faster. You're thinking about, getting some blue pills. Wink,
Sure.
wink.
Hey, blue and yellow purple pills.
But instead, you're just watching porn all the time to get those testosterone going.
The way that his wife talks about it, it sounds like on his 48 hours off that he has, he just sits at the computer and alternates between looking at boats and pulling his pud and just like back and forth all for 48 hours. That's all he's doing. She comes in and he's like, I'm busy. And he's just like, but that's looking at boats because he loves boats.
Yeah, that was a good sound you made.
Thanks.
It really made me think that you were thinking about jerking off.
Well, I was jerking off. That's why it was a good sound. So it sounded just like it.
Well, I mean, what is she supposed to think? He doesn't do any of the laundry, doesn't do any of the cooking or the grocery shopping or anything around the house. And he's 48 hours. He has 48 hours off and then 24 hours on. 3 shifts at this police station.
Fire station, please. He's not some asshole gang member cop.
Right.
It's okay. Jesus said asshole in the Bible. It's fine.
ACAB.
ACAB, yeah. Not AFAB. ACAB forever.
AFAM.
Hey, cops are not your friends. Never forget that. Don't ever talk to the cops. They are not your friend. They're not here to protect you. They're here to protect whatever. We don't need to get into it. It's not a political podcast.
Yeah, they're there to rob you of your freedom.
Exactly. Exactly. And to protect property and to protect people's investments. But they're not there to protect you. You're just trash. You're in the way. You're a victim. That's what you are.
Speaking of victims.
Sure.
Which side are you on at the beginning of this movie? Are you on her side or Kirk Cameron's side?
It's tough because the way they portray her is also not very flattering. Like, he comes home from being a firefighter, 24-hour shift. There's just an empty pizza box on the counter. And he's like, you didn't save me any pizza? And she's like, well, I didn't know when you were going to be home. And it's like, that's like a large pizza. You ate that whole thing? What are you, high? How'd you eat that whole thing, lady?
I'm on her side the whole way.
Oh,
I don't think she does a single thing wrong in this entire movie.
You don't think almost having an affair with Dr. Dickhead is, it's okay. Jesus said dickhead in the Bible. It's fine. You don't think that's inappropriate? You don't think having an emotional affair is inappropriate?
I think after your partner comes at you with full rage,
yeah, he really
and
does.
You both agree that you want a divorce, you could do whatever you want, and that means that includes effing the doctor at work.
That doctor,
who's also married?
Yeah, that doctor is a loser. Like that.
Oh, yeah.
If she had an affair with that doctor, it would be rock bottom for her.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But he's also having an affair because you find out that he had a ring in his pocket the whole time, and he's married as well. So he's essentially emotionally cheating on his wife.
100% he is. And he like tries to put his ring on, but his finger like repels it. And he's like, oh, I'm not ready. I still want to cheat on my wife. But I'll find a different nurse to cheat with.
How do you think he got that $300 out of his joint account without explaining it to his wife?
I mean, I don't think they have a joint account because Kirk and his wife don't have joint accounts. They have separate bank accounts, separate but equal. But he pays for the house and the cars, and she pays for everything else. And he goes, "Isn't that enough? What more do you want?"
Yeah, respect me. He wants respect.
Well, he gets respect everywhere except in his own home.
He is a competent fireman, apparently, according to this movie. And that's supposed to absolve him of all his wrongdoings. And I think it's right.
And by competent, you, of course, mean heroic.
Yeah, very heroic, but dangerous.
Oh, he's a loose cannon. He's the wild card of the firefighters.
I think they should have made him more of a loose cannon, but they really wanted to show him as like a competent person outside of his relationships with women, I guess.
He's really good with men. He's really bad with women. Maybe he's gay.
Man, does he hate his mom.
Oh my God. I know we've said it a few times on this show, but he really hates his mom until he finds out that like his dad wanted to divorce his mom. And then he's like, I love my mommy. I love my mommy again.
Yeah, this is the whole like the mother was the doctor thing instead, but
Pagliacci.
in this case, the mother saved the marriage.
His mother's name is Pagliacci, which is kind of crazy.
Really, Pagliacci?
Hey, pepperoni salami. Just like all these firefighters, they literally show a pasta dinner being cooked at the fire hall, and I was very happy to see that.
Ooh, yeah, Pagliacci.
Hey, I can't put out this fire. This fire is my mom.
He definitely should have used that at the end somehow. Some kind of version of that when they like reconcile.
Right. During his vows, when they renew their vows, he should have said something along those lines.
So, of course, Kirk confides in his father about his failing marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And the father is like, dude, I got a trick for you. This is going to butter up your wife and you're going to be able to slide in whenever you want. Metaphorically speaking.
Metaphorically speaking, the buttering up is literal, but the sliding in is metaphorical.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying.
Of course. I got your back. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm. But there is butter.
Oh, lots of butter. Oh my God, that's a firefighter's best friend is butter. How do you think they get in their boots? How do you think they get down those poles? They're always using butter.
Oh, they gotta use butter on those poles. Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah.
Have you ever slid down polished metal?
No.
It hurts.
No, I've never. Although I did recently watch a Frasier where he was like playing on a fire pole, but he was wearing like corduroy pants and he chafed his thighs. He burned his thighs doing that. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I was wearing chainmail, so he didn't get
attacked by a shark.
Yeah. I've never had an excuse to wear chainmail, and that's kind of sad.
What do you need an excuse for? Just wear it, baby. It's your life.
Wear it, baby. It's your life, of course. And this is what I tell my wife every single day when I tell her I want to buy $5,000 worth of chainmail. But she doesn't get it.
She doesn't get it.
Yeah, she wants like a new shelf or something.
Yeah, she wants you to save the money that you saved to buy your chainmail. She wants it to go towards painting the back door or whatever other things his wife's nagging him about in this movie.
Those are preferences,
and
not needs.
He's right, but also so is buying a boat.
Yeah.
Don't act like buying a boat's more important than painting the back door, Kirk Cameron. It's exactly the same.
Buying a boat is dumb.
You don't understand. I need to buy a boat in Albany.
Kirk Cameron is a teenage boy in this movie. He has teenage boy dreams, and he's held on to them and only focused on his job his entire life. So that's why he's competent at that and not his marriage.
See, his wife doesn't respect him, and I get his frustration because he is a firefighter, which is an extremely stressful job and is a nightmare job sometimes. Yeah. And sometimes you have to lift a friggin' car off of train tracks and move it off train tracks. You're flirting with death all the time. And you come home and there's just empty pizza boxes and you didn't get saved a slice of pizza? I get it, Kirk. Your wife is disrespecting you, but also you're not giving her a reason to respect you.
Yeah, I mean, after 7 years of not doing any cleaning or making supper,
house is a mess.
I would eat that whole pizza and I'd put it in his bed, which they have separate beds.
Of course they do. That's a sign of a healthy marriage.
Yes. I would spit all that extra pizza in his bed and tell him to go F himself.
See, if his wife really wanted to be spiteful, she should have left all the crusts in the box. So you open the box, just a bunch of crusts, and he's just like, I love breadsticks. My wife loves me.
I think we've talked about this recently, but do you eat the crust?
Yeah. I'm not a baby. I eat the food in front of me. I'm not a child.
Does your wife eat the crust?
Yeah, we're all adults in this house.
What about your cats? This is where you yell at me and say, don't bring my frickin' cats.
Don't bring my frickin' cats into this. Their pizza consumption is none of your concern.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
I'll respect your wishes.
I'm going to send you something in the mail. Something that'll take you 40 days to do.
So how long is it going to get take to get to me in the mail then?
Yeah, the divorce is happening now, Dad. Now. Why don't you just drive it the 3 hours to my house? You're over here all the friggin' time.
You're here right now, talking to me.
Yeah, you
Give
and
it to me now.
you and my nag mother are here. God, why didn't you bring the thing you're gonna send me in the mail?
But he gets it in the mail. Toot sweet.
Oh yeah, and he opened it up, and I went, "Is it a Bible?" And then it's not. And I went, thank God. Oh my God, how shameful would that have been if he was just like, "It's a Bible with 40 pages folded over." Wow.
It'd be really funny to earnestly thank God for it not being a Bible. I just think that's funny.
Well, it's like that old phrase, "Oh my God, I love God." Is that blasphemous? I don't know.
What if God said it?
Yeah. What? Oh my God, I love myself. I'm like, oh,
that's frick. Sometimes I like to think of the universe as God.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's wrong, but okay.
It could be. This universe might be sentient. Who knows?
No, God is a white man with a long white beard and a cool ponytail, wearing a white robe and sandals, Birkenstocks probably, but like older Birkenstocks, not current ones that the quality of them has gone downhill.
Yeah, but they still conform to your feet, and that's all you need to do.
And God's got manicured fingernails and pedicured toenails, and he's looking so good in those sandals. You want to fall down on your knees and beg him for forgiveness.
And he has access to the best. Like he doesn't have to pick and choose or show up at Walmart at 3 a.m. and see if he can get a mani-pedi. He'll pluck anybody off of the universe that he wants.
Yo, yeah. I love the idea of someone being really good at that kind of thing and God being like, kill them so I can get them up here and get my nails done.
Well, all he has to do is like point at the earth and go pew, and then that person's just dead.
A bolt of lightning strikes them and blows them up while they're
and then he's
pumicing.
Sitting there, and then they have to do their job.
Yeah, and then but he's not really good at that though. Like he doesn't really look into who these people are. So sometimes he just lightning somebody and they go to hell, and he's like, "Where is that lady that was supposed to come here and pumice my heels?" And they go, "Oh, sorry, she went to hell. She's a murderer." You're like, who's the second
Murder
best?
is funny to God.
Yeah, he loves it. It's like his favorite thing to do. He does it so much. Yeah. His favorite practical joke is getting dads to try to kill their sons, and then going, "You were gonna do it though, you dummy." I love
That's a good one though. Is that like based in this movie? I think
so. Yeah, I feel like God spoke to Kirk Cameron's dad and was like, "Try to kill your son's marriage by giving him this handwritten book." And then he was like, "Just kidding, I'll save his marriage."
Do you think you could have got past day one? Because I definitely couldn't in my marriage.
Oh my, day one, don't say anything rude to your wife today. Pfft. Close the book. Here's the divorce papers. I'm out of here.
Light it on fire.
Yeah.
See if that's fireproof.
Spoiler alert, it's not.
Leather is.
Oh, the love dare. Do you think the love dare is a real thing?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, and if it isn't, they definitely made it one. I'm surprised I didn't see like a book for sale and some hot sauce. It's like fireproofyourmarriage.com should just be a shop, and it should be the 40 days and then hot sauce.
The Love Dare is a nonfiction marriage-related book written by Alex and Stephen Kendrick.
Yeah, of course.
They wrote the friggin' thing.
You think 32 million was enough? Hell no. You gotta get your money where it counts.
Man, that's like, oh, can I find it here? So,
I bet you it was like a New York bestseller or something.
I doubt it. I doubt it was on any kind of bestseller list. But so I'm a big fan of the show Empire. You know the show Empire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Terrence Howard and his micropenis.
Carpets.
My girlfriend, Taraji P. Henson. Yeah, it's amazing. It's one of the best shows ever made. I love it. We're going to do Empire Month, I guess, or whatever.
I kind of hate it.
All right. So there's one point in the show where the mom is like, Taraji P. Henson goes to see her youngest son, and she's like, "Hey, you want to be a mogul? Did you finish reading A Curious Mind, The Secret to a Bigger Life?" And he was like, "Yeah, hell yeah, Mom. I read that book. I love that book. It's my favorite book." And I was like, "Oh, shit. I should buy that book. Hey, Empire likes it. I should buy it." Mm-hmm. So I bought the book and realized that it's written by Brian Grazer, the producer for Empire. He just promoted his own thing, and I hook, line, and sinker bought this book.
Money makes money. All you have to do is have a lot of it, and then you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. Curiosity is a tool for independence and self-confidence.
Yeah.
What more do you need?
You can call anything a tool, really.
True. I mean, you can call Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Day 2, act of kindness.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Not be rude to my wife. My presence is a present, all right, wife?
Right. Okay, so day 3, you got to buy your wife something.
Mm-hmm.
Lift up her day.
Mm-hmm.
What would you buy?
Condoms.
What size?
Whatever size she needs.
What color?
Probably ribbed or bearskin.
Flavor? ?
Is there a Eucharist flavored condom?
I would go with Coca-Cola.
That sounds great. It fizzes.
Oh,
You ever gotten topped off with Pop Rocks?
no, but I have with mint, and that's nice.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to talk about that off air.
Fireproof your marriage, everyone.
Fireproof
And
your
it
marriage.
goes both ways.
Hey, don't we all?
Yeah, get a candy cane in there? Ooh-wee.
Is that a candy cane in my urethra? Ooh-wee.
Or are you just happy to see me? Yeah. Oldest trick in the book.
Yeah, I got you, Saint Nick.
That's why I buy the thickest candy cane.
I'm into sounding and I'm into getting topped off with mint. We're not cursing. This is a clean episode, rated G.
This is so clean, and it'll save your marriage. These are the real tips.
I mean, really, if this episode should just be called Fireproof, because we're fireproofing people's marriages right now.
Mm-hmm. We are fireproof, and we're fireproofing.
Exactly. Hey,
Exactly.
you're my brother from another mother, but we have the same father.
I wanted to do the first part of that and then have you say the next part because I knew both of us were going to know that line.
Oh, it's the best.
It's such a great line.
Do you want to say it again? I'll just cut out the other one.
Nah.
Okay. All right, fine.
The perfect line. I didn't think this could be any more Kendrick Brothers than this line. It's perfect.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, you're my brother from another mother. And the Kendrick brothers are really tuned into the African-American community, and I appreciate that about them.
Yes, they definitely use them as side characters, and
well,
no Mexicans, though, in this movie.
No Mexicans. They were too busy making Nothing is Impossible in 10, 15, 12, 14 years, 13 years.
Too busy making fires instead of stopping them.
Hey, you're going to get a karate chop sandwich if you're not careful.
Mexicans don't know karate.
That's true.
It's okay.
Yeah. They only know gang warfare.
Is that the new Kendrick Brothers movie? Is Mexican gang warfare in Los Angeles?
That'd be sweet.
And how to treat your wife better?
how these Latinx, of course, gangsters treat their wives, and they learn to treat their wives better. Then maybe they turn away from the gang life, but some of them don't. But then some of them do.
But then some of them do.
And then the cops thank the Lord for their service.
Yeah, it's a lot of praying, that movie. There's not enough praying. Do they go to a church?
In this movie?
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, but they keep going to that cross that's like at an abandoned youth camp that's across the street from Kirk Cameron's palatial mansion, or wherever the hell he lives, a firefighter.
It looks like beautiful land, though. It's got to be one of their properties, right?
Kendrick Brothers? Yeah, for sure. Or it's an actual Christian indoctrination summer camp.
Yeah, either way. Maybe both.
I went to one of those once. I've probably talked about that on the show, hey?
Yeah, I went to one. It was the first time I shot a gun.
Oh, that was the first time I shot my seed.
I got handed a .22 rifle on my second day of Christian camp when I was 8 years old.
Did you look down the barrel?
Oh, this is what Christianity's all about.
Oh, this is
all
cool
right.
as frick. All right.
Yeah, cool.
They hung up some paper people on a cross, and you got to shoot them on the cross. That's cool.
You have to hit them in the hands or the feet.
Of course. Or the side. You get one freebie for the side. Yeah.
One on the side lets you ride.
Yeah.
Day 23, New Year, New P.
Hey, day 23, New Year, New P. Quit looking at pornography on the internet.
Perfect. Yeah, that was exactly what she keeps saying to him, but he Well, when you have 48 hours of you time, you're going to watch some porn.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Especially if your wife's at work. The minute your wife leaves the house, you're looking at porn.
Yeah. And you're going to spiral into addiction, thinking about her and all those sexy nurses at work, just going to town on each other.
I will say, this movie perfectly captures what being a nurse is like. And it's just a bunch of gossipy hens just running their mouths behind people's backs, sticking their nose in people's business where it doesn't belong, and just being little gossips. That is 100% what the nursing world is like. You nailed it, Kendrick.
In my new career, I've met a lot of nurses, and I would have to tend to agree.
Yep. That's right, yeah.
Yeah, it's so tempting to talk a lot of gossip at the hospital, because there's nothing really else to do.
No, especially when you work with, like, predominantly women who just thrive off gossip and the tea.
Yeah, and this is why men keep divorcing women.
Yeah, that's right.
Stop being nurses.
Stop being fireproof.
No, we want them to be fireproof.
Oh, yeah, we do want... Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we do want them to be fireproof. Yeah.
Well, we want them to stop being young fireproofs. And then when they get married, we want them to be wife fireproof.
Of course, yeah. The wife fireproof. Wi-Fi. I love when Kirk Cameron's looking at porn and is like, also, your computer's full of viruses, bro. Like 100% your computer's full of viruses. But when he's looking at porn and he's like, and he like stalks away from the computer and he looks at his penis and goes, why is this so hard?
Yeah, he doesn't understand basic physiology, and that's why his marriage is failing.
Exactly, yeah, he's a failure.
Well, they don't have any kids, so it's safe to assume that they haven't had sex yet.
Yeah, and I was just waiting for them to reveal that the kid is dead, but then they just don't, and they go, oh, you just don't have kids, huh? That's weird.
And they never, like, go back to that conversation, even if it's about the wife. Like, talk about it, make it make sense for some reason.
Yeah, connect it in some way. Like you had to explain it to me, and now I understand it, but I didn't watching the movie, and that's a failure on the filmmaker's part. Not that I would call Alex and Stephen Kendrick failures. I would not. I love them. I want to work with them in the future. Just that one thing, you got to iron that out, tie it all together somehow.
Well, they're fleshing it out, and they didn't really get it in Courageous, but we'll see the next movie. Maybe they figured it out.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So Kirk Cameron takes his computer outside and smashes it to pieces with a baseball bat, Office Space style, and it was beautiful.
And it continues his tete-a-tete with his neighbor, who sees him just freaking out. And after that, him yelling at his wife, he goes outside to blow off some steam. Mm-hmm. And the neighbor thinks he's crazy.
Yeah, the neighbor is Mr. Rudolph is very concerned about Kirk Cameron. Although I do love after he smashes the computer, then he sees Mr. Rudolph standing there. He's like, Mr. Rudolph? And he goes, Kirk Cameron? And Kirk Cameron goes, you doing okay today? And he just goes, no, not really. And then that's the end of the scene. And you go, okay, all right, sorry, Mr. Rudolph. I hope things turn around for you.
Yeah, I think Mr. Rudolph's dying of cancer. They got like really big hats to protect him from the sun. Mm-hmm. Probably skin cancer.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I do love that the day after Kirk Cameron destroys his porn addiction, he has served divorce papers. That's very funny that he's just like, I can't even bust a nut now.
Was that the night after he sets up a romantic candlelight dinner for them? Because you think that she's going to give in a little bit and she's going to be like, oh, okay, you're my husband.
But instead she goes, all my gossipy, stupid coworkers said that you're just trying to butter me up so you can steal all my money. And I believe them. And so I think that's what you're doing. And he's like, well, that's not what I'm doing. And she goes, well, my idiot coworker said that's what you're doing. And they're right. And you go, okay, well, good luck.
And based on our previous butter conversation, that's exactly what he's trying to do.
Yeah. But go ahead.
To save their marriage.
Go ahead. Listen to your stupid coworkers. Divorce Kirk Cameron. Try to get with this dumb doctor who is definitely cheating on his wife that these dumb nurses don't know about because they know best. They know all the angles. Idiots.
Well, they're gossiping, so they're probably trying to push the doctor towards her so they can have more to, gossip about.
That's true, yeah. Oh, I love that the doctor... So, Catherine, that's Kirk Cameron's wife, her mom had a stroke and can't talk and is therefore just absolutely worthless.
Yeah. Needs a hospital bed because she can't talk.
Yeah, needs a hospital bed, needs a wheelchair. Is moving around fine from what we've seen, but needs this stuff. They can't afford nice things. So, but then somebody buys it for her. And Catherine, of course, immediately assumes it was the doctor who did it because he does take credit for it. He goes, oh, it was nothing. But then we find out later that it was Kirk Cameron who bought this stuff. And the doctor pitched like $300 for it. And Kirk Cameron spent like he spent all his boat money, 24 grand on it.
Yeah, it was the exact amount that he had saved for his boat. And I think it would have been better if the doctor didn't put any money forward and just like lied about fronting money so he could get some icky.
It also makes more sense because how did he put $300 towards that?
Yeah, what did he go up to the woman, just put $300 cash down, told her not to remember where she got it from, and then walked away?
One day, someone might want to buy some new wheelchairs.
24 grand worth of medical equipment.
I'm a doctor. Here's 3 stacks. I hope that's enough to cover, I don't know, the taxes. Maybe.
Well, he's got an expensive wife. He's got to be a good, faithful husband to his wife. And he's got to go to Vegas once in a while with his boys.
Of course. He's got to get his dangus wet.
Yeah, this is probably like taken out of his Vegas money.
That was all his Vegas money. He goes, well, there goes my flight. Everyone's making sacrifices. How am I supposed to go to the Bellagio now?
The Bellagio is only $300 for a couple of nights.
Yeah, I'm trying to drink for free, which means I got to have gambling money for the slot machines. Don't you understand how Vegas works, Catherine?
Oh, he's talking to Catherine. I thought he was talking to the woman that he was giving the money to.
Oh, no, he's yelling at Catherine. All of the men in Catherine's life yell at her.
Nobody grabs her, though.
No, nobody grabs her. Nobody touches her. Heroes.
Just if you were wondering, I wanted to put that out there.
Did you notice the woman who works at the medical supply shop has like the teeth of a shark? Did you see her teeth in this movie?
I wasn't concentrating on her shark teeth at all.
Man, I wasn't either, but then I noticed them and that's all I could look at. Her teeth are look like they've been filed into points. It's insane. It looks like she has all canines. Like her whole mouth is full of canines, and I can't wrap my head around it.
Was it one of those mouths that all the teeth seem to be angled in towards the center and then they jut out at the center?
Yeah, she had she'd sucked her thumb too long as a child and frigged all her teeth up.
I almost did that.
Oh, did you actually?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm not an idiot.
So then when Catherine finds out that it was Kirk Cameron that spent his boat money on supplies, she loves him again.
Wet. Wet as the day they got married.
Like asks the lady who supplies the medical stuff a question and then just walks away from her.
Well, she can't. She's too wet at that point. She's fireproof.
Wow, that's really good. Wow. She's soaking wet, aka fireproof.
Exactly.
Love it. I love that she goes home and is crying and thinking about Kirk Cameron, and then she starts crying and brushing her hair, and then she's crying and putting on makeup, and she just keeps doing things but just crying the whole time.
That's what you do when you cry and you're falling apart. You stand in front of the mirror and take yourself in and then put on a little makeup.
True. You have to. You got to put it on so you got something to run down your cheeks.
It's for the camera.
She's like, I'm wasting my tears. I could be having mascara run down my cheeks.
Well, she's horny. She's down to clown.
Of course she does.
You don't have your partner put down $24,000 for your parents and not get super horny.
Yeah, not get gushy.
Soup or horny. Do you ever just pine for the days where you could go to the buffet without feeling nervous?
Yeah, of course. Are you asking me if I miss Bonanza and their salad bar? Yes, of course. Potato skins.
Classic buffet.
Sure, yeah. Oh, classic buffet had the best beef barley soup. Oh, it was delicious.
I liked their Jell-O half of the time.
Yeah, half of the time it was good. Half the time it was poison.
Yeah, half of the time it had that film on the top that was just hard and gross.
Yuck.
Jell-O film. Ugh.
Get out of here with that garbage.
Put you off Jell-O for the rest of your life. Freaking classic buffet.
So then the marriage is fixed. It's fireproof and it's all good. She shows up at the fire station and she's like, put her ring back on. And is like, I love you, Kirk Cameron. He's like, I love you too. Our marriage is fireproof. And then they kiss, But did you want to know a little secret about the kiss?
Give me a kiss.
Okay. The woman that he kisses is not Catherine. That's Kirk Cameron's real life wife because he refuses to kiss other women on film, so they have to like find a way to put his wife into that role. She's a lip double, I guess.
Oh, is that why it's like 2 hours darker?
Yep.
And set, facing the sunset.
That's correct.
That makes sense.
That's absolutely correct. And that's why they show that really tight shot of them like open mouth tongue kissing.
Yeah, and they're wearing way too tight of clothing.
Oh yeah, and you can see his bulge and everything. The love dare changed my life. No, God changed your life, son.
Duh.
Idiot. You learned nothing from this, Kirk. It was God, not the love dare.
Yeah, he thinks he knows everything at this point, and then he finds out that his mom did the 40-day dare on his father.
Yeah, which I love. I really wish that he would have been like, why did you tell me to do it? Why didn't you tell her to do it then? Why didn't Catherine do it? I thought this was a thing for women. Ah.
This is for women? Ugh.
Yuck. Gay, Dad. Yuck. I'm Christian as
I'm
frick.
going to go get a tribal tattoo.
I'm going to turn my burn mark on my arm into a tribal tattoo.
That's how this should have ended. I think this should have ended by him finding out that his mom was the deceiver and drop like a cup of coffee. It smashes. Slow-mo everything, of course.
Of course.
He drops to his knees in the field, and then the movie ends.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Instead, we get a boring old marriage scene, but it also features Alex Kendrick.
Yeah, remarriage scene is always good, and I was so excited to see Alex again.
Did you see who else was in the crowd at that wedding? Alex Kendrick.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you see who else?
Who else?
So, this is why I think that this movie takes place in the same universe as Facing the Giants, okay?
And it does, yeah.
Of course it does. At the end of the movie, when they're at the marriage ceremony, in the crowd is the rival coach from Facing the Giants, and he literally takes a lollipop and pops it in his mouth as the camera pans by him.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
I guess that's his trademark. He's like Columbo or something. I don't know.
I think he's Columbo. I think you feeled it right away.
I think he was.
Did you see that Catherine's father is the priest?
Yeah.
From the old priest that you think is going to die any minute.
Yeah, he blesses the lockers in Facing the Giants,
right.
And now he's blessing marriages. He's blessing he's been blessed with a wife that can't talk. Yeah, got him.
Were you confused that there was any there wasn't any fireproof gel in either of these movies so far?
Yeah, I really thought that there'd be a scene. I mean, they try to do the stone wall scene, with the hot sauce where they're drinking hot sauce. But I really thought that there was going to be like a thing where they cover each other in fireproof gel, and then they run into the building and they're like, "It's burning! It's burning!"
Well, they put on the wrong gel. It was like petroleum or something.
Yeah, it was petroleum. It just burst into flames immediately. They're like, damn, that's not working properly, huh?
No, that's not fireproof, huh?
Oh. It truly wasn't fireproof.
No, and we laugh.
Oh, yeah. www.fireproofmymarriage.com.
Dying that horrifically would probably not be fun.
Yeah. Hey, do you want to go on a fireproof great date?
Yeah.
Yeah. All you got to do...
Wait.
Oh, sure.
Fireproof Great Dane or Great Date?
Do you want to fireproof a Great Dane, a.k.a. Dane Cook?
With goo, yes.
Of course, yeah. To go on a fireproof great date, it's really simple. All you need is someone to go on a date with. You need to pick a time for your fireproof great date. You need to print out 2 copies of dating exercises to take with you. If needed, you need to make arrangements for childcare. Then you got to find showtimes and locations for the movie Fireproof, and you may want to get your tickets online to avoid the crowds. Then you got to choose a great outfit to wear, because remember, this is a date. And then you got to take a leap of faith and go to the movie together, because it's an action-packed love story.
Man, that is fireproof.
It is. And then after the movie, you go and you talk about the movie and you fireproof your marriage through Fireproof.
Okay. Do you have like specific questions about the movie that you can go back and forth with?
Sure, of course. What was the most humorous scene in the movie?
I would have to say the most humorous part of the movie is when that man climbs up the ladder to nowhere. That's pretty funny.
Man climbs up the ladder to nowhere?
Yeah, like they're intimating that it's Brock, but they set up the huge ladder that comes off of the fire truck.
Yeah.
And he climbs up into the sky.
I was on my phone, I think, for that.
Well, he's climbing a ladder to nowhere, and that's hilarious.
That is pretty humorous. To me, the most humorous scene was where Kirk Cameron cornered his wife in the kitchen and was screaming at her.
I have a picture of that, and I'm going to use that picture for many a text conversation.
It's such a funny picture. It's so threatening. It's so aggressive. It's all right. Well, this marriage is not fireproof.
All right.
What was the most touching scene?
Oh, the most touching scene is when the doctor touches his ring for the first time in the movie and realizes that he's married too.
Yeah. Oh, damn it. I've been married this whole time.
This whole time. I should be doing Fireproof to me to you.
I'm a fireproof.
What do you think the most touching movie of this movie was?
Probably the scene where Kirk Cameron like corners his wife in the kitchen and he's yelling at her.
Almost touches her. They're doing kind of a tantric thing.
Exactly. He's like just moving his hands over her body, threateningly, of course, but also sexually.
That's very touching.
Why do you think Caleb and Catherine's relationship had gone south?
Porn.
Yeah, definitely, because they weren't going downtown.
Too much free time and too much, trauma from his job.
I mean, too much free time, not enough me time. Who were the people that were influencing Caleb, and who were the people that were influencing Catherine? That's not a good
for
question.
which side?
That's not a good question. That's a bad question. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a terrible question.
I don't know. Who were the people in? God, I guess.
Well, Michael, that we haven't talked about once.
Who's that?
His best friend.
Oh, the brother from another mother with the same father.
Right. We did technically talk about him because we talked about that quote.
Yeah, he's the cop from Courageous who does that sweet move where the car does like a slide and he runs out of the door as it's the slingshot maneuver.
And obviously the answer to this question is God for both of us.
Yeah.
Both of them, because that's all we're doing is living God's plan.
Okay, and finally, what advice would you give to Caleb and Catherine as they begin the process of restoring and revitalizing their marriage?
Go yourselves.
Yeah, I would say head.
Get some mints.
Get some mints, get some peppermint, get some spearmint, get some whatever. Get whatever you can shove up Kirk's urethra and just revitalize your marriage. Save it.
Yeah. And make sure you drink a lot of water afterwards so you flush everything out with your pee.
I mean, you got to fireproof your insides.
New year, new pee.
True enough, yeah. There's also 4 questions that are talking about us. So those first questions we're talking about the movie. We could talk about us.
The Pure Boys.
Sure.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't want to do this. Nah.
We've gone over an hour.
Yeah, we're way over an hour, yeah, for sure. Hey, but here's a date booster for you. Keep dating. Go out and plan another great date. We believe that fun in marriage is serious business. Have you ever met anyone on the way to divorce court who were dating and having fun together? We haven't, so keep on dating.
Who? Like each other?
The fireproof people.
We have to date the fireproof people.
I guess so, yeah. I'm okay with that. I like Alex Kendrick. He's a cool guy.
He's a little too hairy for me, probably too tall. I like him less hairy.
Short and hairless, yeah. Hey, Steve, can Christians eat pork?
Now, firemen famously eat pork all the time.
Yeah, they're pork hounds.
Yeah, they hate the police, so they eat pork on TikTok videos all the time.
Damn right.
And they're Christian. So this is probably our first indication, even though it's circumstantial, that Christians can eat pork. But I'd have to say it's not definitive.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, that Catherine bought a pizza, and there was probably some pork-related meat on that pizza, but we can't be sure of that.
All we see is sauce and bread, so
that's true. Yeah, and in the fire station, there's just sauce and boiling water. So who knows? No. Inconclusive.
So, yeah, it's hard to tell. I think firefighters hating pork, aka the cops,
of course,
our only clue so far.
Okay, well, hey, we're a little bit closer to that answer.
Thank you.
What'd you think of Fireproof?
Man, I really enjoyed it, but only because I've watched Facing the Giants like 100 times.
Yeah.
It just feels comfortable. I like what he's got going. I think he's true to family values, and I think honestly he wants to make these movies to better people's lives. But I give it 2 thumbs down.
All right, perfect.
Now, Adam, what do you think of Fireproof? Did you fireproof?
I am currently fireproofed, yeah. I'm with you, though. It's one of the things I like about the Kendrick brothers is that they seem very earnest in what they're doing. Like, they're doing this not to just collect a check, not to make 33 mil at the box office. They're there to, like, make good movies with a good message, and I like that about them. They see, I bet if we met them, we wouldn't really be, like, buddies, but I feel like they'd be very nice people to know. So, for that reason, I give it 2 thumbs down.
There's definitely mutual respect on both sides, obviously. From them to us,
of course,
us to them.
Of course. So I guess until
next year.
Yeah, damn. We'll take a year off.
I can't wait.
Till next year. I love you.
I love you.
We love you,
Kendrick Bros.
Happy anniversary. Malibu Day.